Whereas the founders of our Constitution empowered state legislators to be guardians of liberty against future abuses of power by the federal government. And I don't think there's any doubt that we do see abuses. We have a crushing national debt of $36 trillion and growing. We do have manipulative federal mandates and improper interpretation of the Constitution. And just to expound on that before we get too far down the weed, is it's basically redefining words rather than actually changing the Constitution. It is a solemn duty of the states to protect the liberty of the people, particularly for the future generations, by proposing amendments to the Constitution of the United States through a convention of states under Article 5. Here's a key point: for the purpose of restraining these and related powers. This application, as you'll see on the bottom of HA 5 that you have in front of you, is limited to 3 purposes. The first purpose is limited to impose fiscal restraints on the federal government. Number 2 is to limit the power and jurisdiction of the federal government. Number 3, limit the terms of office for its officials and for members of Congress. So you'll notice the term limited. I'm sure we'll hear more about that later. And also, as a refresher for Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution, the Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution. Let's underline this Constitution. Or, on the application of the legislatures of 2/3 of the several states, shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which in either case shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of this Constitution, when ratified by the legislatures of 3/4 of the several states, or by convention in 3/4 thereof, as one or the other mode of ratification may be proposed by the Congress. Here's what we need to learn or take out of that Article 5. There's 3 numbers we need to know, need to remember. We need to remember 34, 26, and 38. It said in there that whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, or on the application of the legislatures of 2/3 of the several states. 34 is 2/3. So that's the number of states that have to have this application passed and on file, when that right there will trigger the Congress to call a convention. It says there, when that is met, shall call a convention for proposing amendments. When this convention convenes, when they propose amendments, 26 states have to agree that is a proposed amendment we want to send out for ratification. And then 38 is 3/4 of the 50 states. So anything ratified has to pass 3/4 of the states, and then it's considered to be part of this Constitution. So currently, 19 states have passed the resolution you see in front of you. And it's Alaska, Arizona, Utah, North Dakota, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, Wisconsin, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Indiana, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, West Virginia, Florida. I don't know if you're keeping up on your news, but currently right now, South Dakota is getting really close to passing their resolution. This resolution passed the South Dakota Senate Committee 8-1, and it's passed the South Dakota Senate 23-9. Montana's next, and they're actually working on Wyoming right now. I was listening to a podcast last night, an update, where it came up really quick for one of their hearings, and they had that yesterday. The requirement for Congress to call a convention of states to propose amendments to the Constitution is a function they're mandated to do when 34 applications are there. And these applications have to be the same. They can't be materially different. Every dot and tittle, they have to have the same topic areas. So that's what makes the convention limited, is the topic areas are narrow. They're defined. And anything that is proposed outside of those 3 topic areas is not germane, and it cannot talk about it.